Welcome, Karan. Can you hear me? I'll just give you a moment. Yes, can you hear me? Your mic is not connected yet. Okay. Today's date. Karan, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you now.
All right, good. I was getting a little bit of worried. All right, welcome. How you doing?
I'm all right, sir. I'll go with you.
I'm doing well. Let's just pick up where we left off last week. We talked about conflict last week. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Right. And we stopped exactly where we talked about conflict in the household, where, for example, I'm just backtrack a little bit. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. So let's say, for example, if you don't have these notes, not to worry, I can just give you the notebook and you can, matter of fact, let me just give you the notebook right now. So copy the URL. So you can just go through and see which notes you don't have. You just can start it out there. But let's just pick up where we left off with conflict. So I really focused on the steps to solving conflict, right? The 6 steps are to acknowledge, to commit, express, listen, and then forgive. The final step is then for you to work together and find an idea to prevent the problem from happening again. After that, so do you remember the 6 steps on the process of solving a conflict?
Sir, which day did we do this?
This was the 4th of November. 4th of November.
That was Wednesday. Oh, no, sir. On Wednesday, I don't come to classes.
Oh,
I go to Mediation from 3 to 4.
Oh, okay. But I did have a social studies class with some other students then. Not to worry. So I can just go over what we discussed here. All right. So
sir, you have social studies class with who on Wednesday?
Right.
Like who classes?
I don't know the names, but exactly I think it's about 4 students. They're probably not from exactly your class, but they're extra class students. Where they just do it outside of Heinz, right?
Okay.
Right. So I just thought, because you said that you're not doing it exactly as a subject right now, you're just picking it up, so I thought you were one of them as well.
No, sir. So I'm in Heinz right now,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't offer social studies this year as like our main subject.
Oh, okay. So there's 2 sets of students then. You and Juan, and then there's gonna be another set on Wednesdays. Because this is what I taught on Wednesdays, right? We talked about the steps to conflict. So let's cover this up and let's go back. Let's backtrack. Let's talk about objectives. Let's put this at 0.
Wait, sir, before anything.
Alright.
Like, you know how the pace are going on Saturdays, right? Are we gonna be able to complete the entire syllabus by CXC time?
I think I can, because I teach at a rate where you're supposed to pick up easily what I'm saying. I think we can finish the syllabus. I think we can.
Okay, because we started the syllabus last year, sir.
Right.
In ST.
So that means that the rate to which what you were learning was a little bit slow. Because if you started from last year and you only had family, a little bit of a warning signal. Because this is really the first topic in social studies.
Yeah, we finished family last year.
Oh, but you didn't go through conflict and so forth?
No, sir. Like, we went over like juvenile delinquency, domestic abuse.
Oh, right.
Marginalization, effects of changes in roles in the family,
Oh, okay.
And let's see what else. Teenage pregnancy,
Mm-hmm.
human trafficking, substance abuse. So yes, sir.
All right, good. So, all right. So the way that I teach, Karan, I teach exactly what you need to know, and that's the bare minimum. So in the syllabus for this topic, conflict, there are two things you need to know: how to define and use the correct terms, and then identify the causes, and that's it. I won't spend any more time giving you background or anything because, as you said, our goal is to finish the syllabus and make sure you're ready for your exam. So we just take what the syllabus asks of us to learn, right? And then just complete it and move on. So we're starting at 0. The first heading in the syllabus says that I'm supposed to tell you how to correctly define the term conflict, conflict resolution, and mediation. That's the first thing we're gonna do. Let's put it at 1.
So head up my book.
Yeah.
It's
conflict. Yeah. So head up conflict, and then now we're gonna go into the definitions. So there we go. Conflict. Right. Okay. Now, conflict, as you can tell by the word, it has roots in disagreeing with someone. But the real aspect to why it's called a conflict and not just a disagreement is because conflict is a serious disagreement compared to just an argument, right? So we say, for example, I disagree with you, but when it cannot be exchanged through civil words anymore, that's a conflict.
Okay. So conflict definition.
Yeah, just a serious disagreement between two or more persons, people. Then now, the next aspect of conflict is to resolve it, right? How can you resolve a serious disagreement? Mediation comes through now. The use of a mediator can solve a conflict. And I gave an example, which was Friday, and I'm so sad that you weren't here, talking about the movie Die Hard, right? How Bruce Willis was having this conflict with someone who wanted to bomb the building or something to that sort, right? And through improper conflict resolution, right, it resulted in a building exploding. So I use an example to say, if he used the 6 steps, right, acknowledge that there is a danger, right? Commit to finding a proper solution, not just going head in first. He went into the building without even asking what's the danger. Then 3, express yourself calmly and so forth. He could have prevented the large explosion. But the use of a mediator, as I'm saying, is used to solve a conflict. Okay? Then now...
The definition of conflict is a serious disagreement between 2 or more persons.
Right. The use of a mediator can solve this conflict. Right? Then now, that solving of the conflict is called conflict resolution. Oh, and I'm recording. Huh?
Mediation.
Repeat?
What's the definition of mediation?
Right, we're going to go through it right now. So, yeah, so conflict and conflict resolution, then we're going to go through mediation. All right? So, let's look at what mediator is. A mediator is someone who guides 2 sides to reach an understanding. And then the mediation will just be the act of doing that mediating. So a mediator is someone who can help guide 2 sides to reach a common understanding. Right? And the mediator uses 6 steps to help guide the 2 sides. That's what we call the steps to solving a conflict. Karan, here's what I wanted to do. How about we go through the topic first, because all the notes are here, right? When you click on it after class, you can see all the notes you're supposed to take. But how about we discuss everything first, and then you can take notes? How about that?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, because all the notes are here for you already. So a
So it's the
mediator.
same as the previous class, right? It's not like always a new link.
Yeah, it's the same as the previous class, and it's recorded as well. So when you want to take notes now, you just play back the video, hear everything that I was saying, pause it, just take your notes like that. Well, we can have a conversation first.
Sir, are you gonna email the video?
It's gonna be on a YouTube playlist link. Just check the Heinz Simonich YouTube page, and you'll see a playlist called Social Studies. That's gonna be where the video posted. So let's check the Heinz Simonich YouTube page. And look for the playlist called Social Studies.
I'm looking for it on my phone right now.
Yeah, just look for it. It's supposed to be at least 3 videos in there currently. All right. But let's have a conversation and then we can get into specifically taking the notes. Better you understand the topic, then you can apply to make your own notes. All right. So we're saying, for example, what if, let's take the election as our conflict, right? The Republican and the Democratic, they have a serious agreement. One of them wants to be the president elect, right? The mediator.
So Joe Biden won, right?
Yeah, I heard it. But you know he's gonna apply for a recount, so he's not gonna technically be counted as a president until like 14 days or so. But it's interesting though. So yeah. So we can use it as an example. Let's say Trump wants to have a recount. That's a conflict, right? Because he said beforehand that he would accept the results. So who would come in as a mediator? Put simply, the judge, the person who would accept the demand of Trump or deny it. So the judge would act as a mediator because he would try to come as an understanding to help the Democratic Party, who is rightfully elected, and the Republican Party comes to an understanding that, hey, the Democratic won fair and square, or if not fair and square, we do a recount. So that's the mediating job of our judge. Then now, that judge would have needed to hear what Trump has to say, right? He'd have needed to hear all Trump's claims to why the election needed a recount in like Pennsylvania and Georgia. Here is how he would present his claim. Firstly, Trump would acknowledge the fact that Biden has already been elected. He would need to acknowledge that. Because if he didn't, then he wouldn't be acknowledging the democratic process. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if he didn't acknowledge that, hey, there is someone who's actually going to be the president in 3 months, then he doesn't have any right to even try to argue that he shouldn't be. The next step is that he commits to finding a solution, even if he's not going to be the president. So if he comes to say, hey, the election process was corrupt because some states held back votes, right? He would commit to ensuring that all votes are equally counted and not just his votes, right? So his goal is not to just be president, but to uphold the elective process, right? Then the third step now is where he would express himself calmly to say, in those states, for example, they have Republican ties in past. So how can they just be Democratic right now? There has to be some corruption, right? He would express this calmly. Then step 4, he would listen to what, for example, the Democratic side would say. For example, they would say, well, because of our changing policies and our steps to approach the different states, that's why we got elected, and compared to you who just stick to the same bash and go, right? And after Biden and Democratic got out their side to hear what the Trump, as well as the Trump has to hear from them, both of them come to acknowledge that there might have been some error in both sides based on how they conducted their election, right? And then they forgive each other, even though that's not possible. They will try to forgive each other. And then step 6 now, that's where they try to work together to ensure that in 2024, this scenario where one side doesn't accept the results doesn't happen again. By for example, a method they could use is eliminating mail ballots, because that was a big issue where Trump was saying that these mail ballots are not real because they could just be a ploy by the democratic process, right? So in providing those solutions, right, that's actually solving the conflict in the first place to ensure it doesn't happen again. That was a little wordy example to show you the steps as to how you could go about it. Then now, the judge will decide which idea is the best and come to an understanding to say, based on what I have in front of me, the conflict is resolved to say the Democratic Party has won, but in the future, we will not use the mailing ballots again. That's how you would solve it, where both sides come to an understanding. Because if the mail ballots is not used anymore, guess what happens, Karan? Trump has a higher chance to get elected again in 2024. So that's where he's.
So I don't think he's gonna run again, to be honest.
No, he's gonna run again. His party said that even if he doesn't win this one, he has very determined plans to run again against Kanye in 2024. He's gonna run again.
Kanye not go that far though.
Yeah, Kanye only got 60,000 votes this year, and Trump got 69 million, and Biden got 73 million. That's literally less than 1%. All right. So in that scenario, so let's break it down, Karan. Let's say, for example, it was not just because of mailing ballots why Donald Trump lost. Let's try to figure it out. We could say, for example, he didn't really speak to the different generations in the United States. So he had a generation gap issue. So the generation gap issue is where people from different age groups will have different views on Trump, right? That was the first issue towards why the conflict happened. Different views, right? The second one, perhaps he didn't even campaign as hard because he had this false sense that Sleepy Joe wouldn't win. That was the second step for conflict. The third one is where he undermined the authority by even saying, for example, his stance on COVID, right? That might have been a large turnoff for the population voting for him, right? So these were 3 examples, right, about how the conflict could have came about. And then I gave some more specific examples in our own daily life. For example, with problems with authority, let's put it in our perspective. We want to make our own choices, but based on the authority we have in our families, right, we are restricted in terms of how we can dress, how we can do our daily activities and school rules and so forth. So some students, not all, will have conflicts with these measures, and they might want to rebel. And that's what caused, for example, the huge issue with teenage pregnancy and so forth, right? So these are in-house conflicts that are smaller compared to politics, but it's still in actuality. For the lack of finance, we can say, for example, let's look at the fact that the unemployment levels in America is going down, but the issue of money is still a problem because families aren't able to provide, right? The minimum wage is a conflict. So that's another issue, lack of finance, right? When we went through that now, the last 3 topics on the conflicts was to resolve conflicts in home, resolve conflicts at school, and then resolve conflicts in your neighborhood. And then I gave some case studies now as to how could you solve conflicts at home and what are some conflicts you'd even have at home. So here's what we said. This type of conflict resolution at home must be a peaceful solution, right? It must. Let me put must. And let me explain why. Karan, can you change your family members? Can you say, for example, if you disagree with them, you're just going to not be families anymore?
No, sir, because by law, you're still a family.
Right.
You can consider not family, but like you still are.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a case where if you don't agree with me, we're not family anymore. If you disagree with me, we come to a peaceful resolution because no matter what the decision will be, the situation is still the same. I am still related to you, you're related to me. So this type of conflict must be resolved peacefully. Or should be, rather. Should be. Right? Because it's still a family situation. Right. So here's some strategies that you can figure out or use in your daily life to solve conflicts. Let's say, for example, you got like 99% on your exam, Karan, and your parents wanted you to get 100. That caused a big conflict in your household, right? Even though that's not really real. But you get what I'm saying. Let's say you got a low grade or a grade that you didn't expect. You can solve this conflict by doing any of these 4. Let me label them. You can say, for example, let's say you are trying to get them down on a lower level to not be angry anymore. You sort it out before they go to sleep. You sort it out before it's the next day. Yeah?
You're angry with yourself then.
Right. Exactly. Excellent. Because look at this for me, Khalil. I keep saying Khalil. Karan. Because Khalil always comes to these classes and he's the only person I ever see, so that's why I keep saying Khalil. My bad. But look at this for me. If you are in an argument with someone, why would you give them more time to interpret intrinsically what happened? Why would you not explain and try to give them more knowledge so that they can come to a proper understanding, right? So if I said, for example, I'm not voting for Trump, if I didn't tell you exactly what his policies were, how could you make an informed decision on what should be done? So if you don't sort it out with your family, if you don't give them the proper information, for example, by talking to them and explaining why you failed the exam, then when they wake up in the morning or when you give them enough time, they form their own decision and say, it's because he has the phone, it's because he's playing too much games, that's why he failed the exam. So the earlier you rip the band-aid, the less blood there will be. Right?
Yes, sir. So next, I have a question. You know how we're doing these classes with two different teachers, right? Miss Bert, on Wednesday, we went over family planning, right? And the different methods and what is family planning, right, sir?
Yeah.
So how come we're doing the conflict? Like, what is the correlation? Like, to be honest, I'm not feeling like any flow in the class. Like, it's jumping from one topic to another topic.
All right, so here's the deal with extra classes, right? Extra classes never are, in their true nature, isn't supposed to follow up on what the normal classes were. Let me explain.
They both are extra classes.
Oh, Mrs. Burton is an extra class as well?
Yes, sir. It's 3 to 4. It's after school hours.
All right. Send me her number because I thought it was a normal class. Send me her number so I can correlate as to what she's teaching because I thought it was a normal. Yeah, so let's send me her number and then I can message her and ask her where exactly do you stop so I can continue. Because if we're still teaching the same class, which is extra class, then I think we should really be on one page.
Yes, sir. So
right.
Could you please put your number in chat?
All right, no problem. 876-796-2583. But the good thing about it though, Khalil, the good thing about it, Karan, right? The good thing about it is not a case that this topic is far ahead, right? This is really what should be happening next after you finish family, right? Because what we're talking about really is after we delve into, for example, who am I in the family, you can go into know what exactly will happen in the family, which is what is called conflict. It's not a case where this is so far ahead you can't even see it. It's just right around the corner. But I still want to continue where she left off. So let's add me to the group that you guys have, and then I can just have a conversation with her after. All right.
Check her number, sir. Sir, we don't have a group for that class.
I'll create a group. Every subject, every topic that you're doing, every class that you have should have a group, always. Because what if, for example, the teacher has an emergency? Yeah, so that's why I think we should have a group. So when you just message me on WhatsApp, I can just create a group, right? And then we can speak.
Did you get it?
I haven't gotten it yet. Haven't gotten it. No, haven't gotten it.
Your number is 876-796-2583.
Right, exactly. But if that one doesn't work, I have another number that is work related. Let me just send you that in case. Just in case. 909-276-7852. Right. Okay, but let's pick up right here. So you can just hold on to these notes, right, until we have a informed opinion as to where we should continue the next class. My apology. I thought that the class he had on Wednesdays were just normal classes.
No.
Right. So what we can do then, Karan, we can put a pause here, and then let me get a feel for the room by asking you where exactly did she leave off. Let me go back in time. Let's go back in time, and let's look at exactly the notes that I have been taking. So on the October 28th, I went through functions of the family. Did you go through that?
So you're breaking bad.
Hold on 1 second. It's because I'm recording. Yeah, I got it. All right, can you hear me now?
All right, yes, sir. Now it's better.
All right, good.
Let me just number real quick.
Okay. So let me just get a feel for the room by asking you, did you go through the functions of the family?
I mean emotional, cultural, biological, economic.
Right, perfect. Good. So that means we're somewhere. Did you go through your roles and responsibilities in the family? Like, for example, what is a role, what is a responsibility, and the traditional roles in a family?
Sir, let me just go back to my last year's notes, because last year we had social as a proper subject.
All right.
How a family begins, family planning, family unions, conflict between spouses, kinship terms, then family and historical past.
Do you have a social studies textbook, Karan?
Yes, sir. The margin social studies.
Okay, good.
Sir, could you please repeat what I'm supposed to be looking for? The roles in our family?
Yeah, the roles and responsibilities. If you went through that topic.
Major functions of a family.
Right.
Each member's social role. So all I have is the father is the head. Family role, traditional family. The mother takes care of the children. The father is the head.
Right, exactly.
That's basic.
Okay, good. So you should have this where you have, for example, what are the traditional role of a grandparent, right? They provide support for the parents, look out for the children, financial assistance, social and emotional growth of the children, and they pass on customs to the family on the whole. You have that?
No, sir.
All right. No, not to worry. I'll just put it in your notebook. So after class, you just get this. So I'll tell you exactly. So when you're in the notebook, you're going to go to October 28th, go under table of traditional roles. I'll actually put your name here. Tell you what, I'm going to put your name everywhere you need to look for, and it's going to search it up here. You'll see all the notes. So I'm going to put Karan, right? So when you're searching for the notes I say you should look at, you're just going to go on this for me, #filter, and look for your name, Karan. There you go.
So I'm gonna refresh the page so I can find it right now.
Right.
So I clicked the link on the laptop, so I just want to like be able I can maneuver around the
right. Exactly. Because this is gonna be your notebook, right? So I'm just gonna put a #Karan everywhere. I think you should like revise, and then now we can reach one place after. Let me go back here.
I already did my SBA over the summer.
Oh, you already did the SBA?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So now you can only focus on the notes and the CSEC style questions, right? That's excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, sir. So I came to the class and now I see different people's names.
Right. Excellent. That means you're right there. Okay, good. Let me add your name here. So these are the persons that have been attending. So your name is at the top, right? So these persons I see sometimes, and I just want to recollect who they are. But you're the person I see mostly. So Karan. So go to the top right for me. Do you see filter this page?
Right. Oh, yes, sir. Filter this page.
Click on it, and you're gonna search for your name, Karan.
Oh, yes, sir. I see it.
When you press it now, it's gonna filter everything in
the traditional role.
Right, exactly. So I'm just gonna go through the entire notebook and put a #Karan now, and you'll essentially see all the notes that you have to have, just like this.
Go back to the main notebook now, right?
Yeah, go back to the main notebook. So now we can just browse through, and I'll tell you where exactly you should continue. So after you get that table, can you repeat?
How do I go back to the regular notebook?
So you're gonna click back. Yeah, so go back on filter and then click again, Karan, and it'll unclick it for you.
Oh, so this thing is cool.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right.
Wait, so you developed the website?
Yeah.
You developed the entire website?
Yeah, so I have a partnership with this company called Rome Research, and I essentially design all of my classes online, so where they can just access it. Yeah.
That's actually kind of cool.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Right. So after that now, I gave an exercise. I'm gonna put #Karan, and you're just gonna look and see what exactly the exercise is. #Karan. All right. I'm gonna delete quickly. Right. So this essentially gives you 3 scenarios, and you're gonna tell me whether they're emotional, social, or different functions. So go on filter page again and click Karan for me. Right. Now do you see where it says there are 5 main functions of the family?
I'm going there right now.
Right.
I can't find my name on Karan 2.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
All right. I see the table, and there are 5 main functions of this family.
Right. So this one now is gonna basically be where you answer scenario 1, comforting a younger sibling when they're upset. What type of function is that? You're gonna answer it. Scenario 2.
Emotional.
Exactly. Oh, you're good then. All right. Let me just type it. Emotional. Okay. Good. Emotional function. Where's breathing?
I can't see it.
Yeah, you can see me typing, right?
So I can't see your typing though.
Oh, you can't see my typing?
No, sir.
It should be coming up though, because it takes a little while to buffer. There you go. All right, next one now, scenario 2. A parent showing a child how to prepare for Christmas celebrations.
Traditional?
Yeah, but what type of function though?
So you have emotional, social, economic, and traditional.
Right, but we tend to call it cultural / educational function. So this is the actual term we use, cultural / educational function, right? And the last one, a couple planning to have a child.
Economical.
Biological. So we need to go over the cultural and the biological function quickly, because I just want to test to see where exactly you need to go. So what I'm going to do now is unclick the filter for me. Unclick the filter. All right. Now we're back on the notebook. So we're going to do you see where it says topics and functions of the family?
Topics, they're fine, me.
Right. Now you're going to see a slider that comes up that says, wait, one sec. Hold on. One sec. Let me do it again. You're going to see a slider that says 1 out of 10. So what I want you to do, all right. Do you see it now?
Yes, sir.
I put it to 0. You're going to review all of these for me, and then you're going to attempt the activity that I have, and then you're going to rate out of 1 to 10 based on how much difficulty you had. So next week now I can see if I need to go over the topic.
Wait, sir, can you please repeat?
Right. So I put the slider at 0, right? And there's an activity that I wanted to attempt. I'll put it quickly here. Let me show you.
Break right now.
All right, hold on. Let me just, because since you're on the website, I don't need to screen share. So let me just stop screen sharing. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, that's better.
All right, good. So now what I'm saying is that I want to ensure that you understand functions of the family. So I put a slider there, and you're going to do a case study for me after class, and then rate out of 1 to 10 if you understood everything that you did, so that we know if we should go over this next week. All right, so let me give it the case studies. Write this for me. Functions of the family. Excellent. Okay. So this is what I say, where I basically don't go over into jargon where I just give a lot of notes. I give you an activity, and then you rate out of 1 to 10 how well you feel like you did on the activity. So this is case study. You're gonna attempt this next for next week. All right, case study. Here are the questions. All right, you already completed the first section, so the only thing you have left to do now is to tell me what is the most important and least important of the family functions, and write a 1-page essay or present a 1-minute oral presentation next week explaining your opinion.
All right, sir. I'll do the oral presentation. All
right, excellent. I'll put a calendar there so you'll remember. So I'll put a calendar date picker. That's gonna be next week Saturday, which is the 14th.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Excellent. So you're gonna do that for me. Then after you finish, rate out of 10. How well you feel like you did. All right. So I know if I should go over anything there. Quickly, let's.
So the 5 functions are the biological, economic, cultural, social,
and emotional. And here's the exercise that you did, and then some vocabulary terms for you to ensure you understand, right? So in your spare time, you can just review all of these definitions. But I'm pretty sure you know all of them already, right? But
oh yes, sir.
Yeah, you know all of them already. Then now after that, we can go into why do we need each function. Here are some definitions. Why do you need each function? So when you're answering your 1-page oral presentation, you're going to go into this bullet point where it tells you exactly why you need to be socialized or cultured or economic growth. Understand?
Yes, sir.
And then you're going to rate, for example, which one is most important.
Okay.
Right. So that's why I said where I give you accelerated learning. Do you reading there? Any difficulty you have, just rate it out of 1 to 10. All right, let's move on now. Let's quickly move on. So that's your case study. The next part of the activity is where we go into conflict. So let me put conflict, and I'm going to give you a case study. Here you go. All right, here we go. So we're just discussing conflict a while ago. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to come out of October 28th now. We're going to move to October 31st.
So go to the filter.
Right.
I'm going with October 31st.
Yeah, October 31st. Excellent. So this is what we discussed a couple days after, where there was a review of the 5 main functions, right? But you don't, because since I already gave you a case study, you don't know this. The only thing I really want you to understand is lineage. Do you know what a lineage is?
The lineage is basically like the descent of your family, like your ancestors.
Right. So now, what I'm gonna ask you to do, I'm gonna put hashtag Karan. Right, let me put hashtag Karan right here.
It is a line of descent that you can trace to a common ancestor.
Exactly. So what I discussed when I said so go under, let's see, go on the family tree for me. Do you see family history? Go on the family history for me. You see the definition of family tree, family lineage, right?
Yes, sir. Where exactly?
Right. So when you click on October 31st, do you see review? Then you see another topic that says family history?
Yes, sir.
Right. Click on family history for me. These are the key terms in this topic: family tree, family lineage, right? And then the types of families. Do you know what a matriarchal family is?
A matriarchal, it's when the head of the family is from the mom's side, and she basically makes all of the rules.
Right, exactly. Essentially, and you're looking at, for example, your mother's specific side of the family, not your father's, right? Then now, so the activity that you got for this topic, right? Let me put hashtag Karan right here. We're just running through all of these, Karan, because we want to save time, right?
Yes, sir.
So the activity now for this one, to ensure you understand everything, so search hashtag Karan for me again. So you go on filter and then unclick October 31st, or you can keep it on and you just press hashtag Karan. Right.
So go to Karan 1.
Yeah, so click hashtag Karan. Do you see it?
Yes, sir. I see family history now.
Right. And do you see activity and the questions?
Activity. What do letters D, B, and okay, yes.
Right.
Sir.
So now there's a picture. I'm gonna quickly go for the picture and I'm gonna put it here. You're gonna answer these 4 questions. All right, let me go for the picture.
Sure. So can I like answer it orally or I can like type it?
Tell you what, you can answer it. You can type it because it's a sentence answer. You can type it.
Okay.
But let me go for the picture for you. Let me go for the picture. We're running through all of these. All right, let me put back Karan. There we go. Excellent. All right, so here's a picture, Karan. One sec. There we go. You see it?
Oh, yes, sir.
Right, so you're going to look on this family tree, for example. Tell me what those letters B, D, and M stand for. Why do some people only have 1 date? How many children did Martha have? And name Rose Jackson's grandfathers. And that should take you to the entire topic of family history, and you're good.
Oh, sir. So can I like tell it to you before I write it?
Yeah, you can tell me, and then I'll tell you if you're correct or not.
Sir, the letter B would be born.
Mm-hmm.
D would be died, and M would be married.
Right. Why do some people only have 1 date under their name?
They have only 1 date because they may have not died yet.
Excellent. How many children did Martha have? Let's look on this family tree. Martha
Fisher.
Right. How many children did she have?
3.
Excellent. And name Rose Jackson's grandfathers. Look for Rose Jackson.
Rose Jackson. Grandfathers. You'd have William Jackson and grandfathers. William Jackson and Michael Fisher.
Excellent. Man, this is fun. Excellent. So you're finished with that topic. All right.
Sir, I can concentrate more when it's like a one-on-one session.
Right, because you just breeze through and then 2 topics in like 5 minutes. All right. Let's focus on the next topic now. Next topic is really yeah. So this one, I think you're gonna enjoy this one. So do you see where it says functions of the family underneath family history? Functions of the family. Do you see that?
I see family history.
And then you see functions of the family underneath it?
Sir, I just see the activity. How do I like get rid of the activity?
All right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to go back on filter and select October 31st and Karan. All right? You have 2 of them on?
So I see family tree and family lineage now.
Okay, good. All right, underneath it, do you see a topic that says functions of the family?
So let me just go back to Karan 1.
Yeah. Karan 1.
Family tree, family lineage, and origin. That's it. Under family history.
Okay, good. All right. Not to worry. Here's what I'll do. I'll put it underneath it. Do you see it now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Technology. Okay. So now, here's what we're saying now. This is going to be the next case study that you're going to do. So here's where it says basically the functions of the family. How exactly are you connected in your family, right? Tell me, if I have a adopted brother, are we connected in terms of our real bond?
Sir, isn't there like a term? I'm going to try to find it.
Right. There's a term. There's a term.
Yes, sir. You are a conjugal family.
Right. Exactly. Right. And we describe a family that is actually blood related as a blood tie, or you have a kinship to them. Right. So the family tree is really showing relationships that exist within families. So if you're adopted, right, you're not within technically the blood ties of the family.
But you're still a family, but like a different type of family.
Different type of family. That's how we say yes, different types of families. Correct. Now, these grandparents and parents basically they show you the relationships that you would typically see on a family tree. For grandparents, you'd always have to see the parents connected to the grandparents. Then you have maternal grandparents and paternal grandparents. I'm pretty sure you know what that means, right?
Yes, sir.
Then
grandparents on the side or your dad's side.
Exactly. Then now there's a final activity where this is gonna be the fun one. Do you see underneath the picture where it says nieces and nephews? Do you see an activity hashtag Karan?
Yes, sir.
Right.
He complete this paragraph and collect photographs.
Exactly. So you're gonna complete this paragraph. Your parents are your dash. Your parents' other children are your dash and dash.
Oh, yes.
So you're gonna.
Your mother's parents are your maternal grandparents.
Let's type it in. Let's type it in. Hold on. Maternal grandparents.
Oh. Your parents' other children are your brother and sisters.
Brother and.
When your brothers and sisters have children, they are your nieces and nephews.
Sister.
Cousins are the.
Nieces.
Hold on. I know this. Cousins are the children of your parents' siblings.
Children of your parents' siblings. Correct. So you see how well you know everything. You just thought you didn't know, right? So that was excellent. Then the final one was to collect photographs. So you're gonna discuss the functions of the family in your family, right? And collect photographs to show each of the functions and make a collage, right? That's gonna be a little activity where you can get to know more about your family like that, right? And then now finally, in the 5 main functions of the family, do you see that?
Functions of the family.
Yeah, the 5 main functions of the family below it. Let me
so
put.
Under it, there's nothing underneath.
There you go.
Completely.
Yeah. Do you see now?
No, sir.
It should be underneath the Karan activity where it says complete photographs. Let me put
photographs.
Right. All right. So do you see now 5 main functions of the family?
No, sir. I see. Discuss the functions of families in group. Nothing underneath it.
All right. There you go. Magic. Do you see it now?
I see. All
right. Good. Now this is where you get to now take an approach and let's see. Yeah. So you already did this. Not to worry. You already did that. Where you're basically gonna tell me the most important links important in our oral presentation next week. So we can take off the filters now because we already did what we needed to do. So that was the backtrack of everything, right? And the last thing you have to do is just after class, you just go on the filter and just click on Karan and you see all the activities you have to do. Then now on November 4th, right, we really went in depth and asked you some case studies. So
let me click that.
Right. So let me show you. So you're gonna go on November 4th. So go on filter, look for November 4th.
Sir, I can only see October 31st, Karan 1 and Slider 1. Let me unclick October 31st.
Yeah. Unclick everything.
Yes, sir.
Then now, do you see November 4th?
No, sir. I just see the 3 I still have.
All right. Have you clicked any filter? So just unclick every filter.
Yes, I know. I've unclicked everything.
All right. Tell you what. So what do you see?
Sir, let me show you.
All right. All right. Okay. Hover over the lower section of that for me. Hover over it. Okay. Really not sure. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna screen share quickly, and then I'm gonna show you where I'm at. But yeah, I'm just gonna screen share quickly. All right. So here we are. So you're just gonna go back on social studies, the outline of the entire thing. So when you're at the top, do you see where it has like some links that goes to each other? Like you see social studies, and you see family or something like that?
Oh, yes, sir. I went back to social studies. Now I see October 28th, October 31st.
Excellent, excellent. Now go to November 4th.
There's nothing that says November 4th.
Nothing that says. That means you still have a filter on then. Still have a filter on? But not to worry, not to worry. I'll just put everything underneath October 31st. Then I can move it after. So you should see it underneath it now. So scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Way down. All right?
Sir, I'm more just. So let me just exit out and go all the way back.
All right. Right. So I put November 4th in the October 31st. So you should be able to see it inside of October 31st now.
I clicked October 31st. Now I see functions of family.
Right. Exactly. Good. So now what I want to go through quickly is continue on conflict. So do you see where it says conflict?
Under activity? No. Sir, I'm just gonna go back to the link. I'll close the link. Let me just go back to it.
All right. Just go back to the link. Exactly. Yeah, just go back to the link. All right. Then now we can continue where we left off, which is conflict.
All right. So now I see October 28th and October 31st.
Okay. Okay. So I'm pretty sure you have on a filter then. Pretty sure. Because your filter should look like this. Do you see a lot of filters like this underneath it? Where you have...
Oh, yes, sir. Now I do. Now I do.
Okay, good, good. So then you see...
Subjects.
Huh?
I see mathematics, technical drawing.
Oh, that means you're on my timetable. So scroll down to where you see social studies. Right, do you see social studies?
I see Mr. Thompson daily notes.
Yeah, this is my screen sheet. This is my screen sheet.
Social studies.
Yeah, click on it. Click on it.
All right.
What do you see now?
October 20th and October 31st.
Okay. All right, so screen share for me. I definitely think you have on a filter. Screen share for me.
No, I can't screen share because I'm on my iPad on Zoom and on my laptop on.
All right. Yeah, turn on your camera. Let me see it.
All right.
Let me see quickly.
I just refreshed the page.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you have on a filter. Definitely. So go to the filters for me.
Top left?
Yeah, top left. No, top right, top right, top right. Top right. The filters, right? Unclick slider. No, yeah, unclick that. Unclick October 31st. Unclick Karan. Excellent. There you go.
Oh, so I did it the other way around.
Right. So when it's above here, that's when you unclick it to remove it. So click on November 4th. November 4th. There you go. All right. So you can turn off the camera now. Let's go back. Excellent. So we're learning. Excellent. So November 4th. Now this is where we're going to continue now where we stopped because we just did a quick review of everything, right? And now to really ensure that you understand what I discussed today, you have a little 2 case studies. So scroll down to where you see case study.
On November 4th?
So you should scroll down to see case study 1.
Sir, I'm seeing on November 4th, I see English language.
On the November 4th.
6. November 4th was social studies.
Right.
But like, all I see is one of the family slider conflict.
Good. Yeah, you're right there. So now scroll down. Do you see objectives?
No, sir. I see mathematics underneath.
Okay. Let me just copy everything. Hold on. I think I'll sort it out. So, but not to worry, I'll sort it out. So let me just put it here. So I'm going to put the topic underneath one of the families. So go back up there, and you should be able to see it when I'm there. Let's go back up here.
Oh, yeah. The steps to solving of a conflict.
Perfect. Yeah. So now we're at resolving conflicts at home. So click on that bullet point beside it, and you're going to see now where it says this type of conflict is a most peaceful. Oh, yeah. Right. So we're picking up where we left off now. But to quickly summarize everything in this, we're going to do a case study together. Look at this for me. All right, read this for me. Where it says my youngest sister.
Where is that, sir?
Do you see strategies?
Oh, yes, sir.
And do you see case study underneath that?
Case study, yes, sir.
All right, click on it.
My youngest sister always takes my clothes and stationery without asking. If I complain, she goes crying to mother, who says I mustn't upset her. We end up yelling at each other until my parents send us to our rooms. Then the storm passes, at least till the next time.
Right. So this is a conflict that was not solved properly because they did not use a strategy. So click on that strategy, and you'll see the different 4 types you can use to solve this conflict. Do you see it? Which says sorting out before family goes to sleep, calling a family meeting, writing a letter, and doing something special. Do you see that?
I see strategies, and then I see case study 1.
Right. So click strategies, click the down arrow on it, so you can see everything underneath it.
So there's no down arrow. Well, oh, yes, sir. I see.
Good, good. We're learning. Come on, we're learning. Okay, good. So tell me what the first step do you see? The first strategy.
Before the family goes to sleep.
Calling a family meeting, right? Right.
So I would say you should do the first one. That would be like the best one to do.
Right. So because they're complaining, right? But the thing about it though, Karan, remember that the parents don't want to hear them talk anymore because they've been yelling for so long. So it's not a case that they could just call them and say, hey, Dad, let's talk, because the parents are already upset with them. I think that really the best way to really explain what is happening, because they've been already in trouble for talking so loud, I think they should write a letter.
Okay.
Write a letter, right? And then that explains her side through actually telling them what happened, not just shouting. Right? And that will solve the problem. Case study 2. Read this for me. My siblings.
My siblings and I used to have raging fights. And one day our parents got us to sit down and write a list of what we really like and appreciate about each other. Now, when my sisters are driving me crazy, it's easier to remember that I actually like them. Right.
So what strategy now do you think is happening here?
Strategy. I would say. So, sir, you mean like which one out of the 4?
Yeah, so which one did they use to solve this problem?
Sorting.
Let me highlight a key term to help you understand.
Number 2, calling a family meeting.
Right, because they had a sit down. Right?
Yeah, sit down, yes.
Exactly. So that's really to help you remember that. Then now, this is gonna be your final activity, Karan. You're gonna list 4 different home conflicts that might be solved by one of these strategies. And if you're having any issues at home, write how one of these could help you individually. So I'm gonna put hashtag Karan beside it. It's gonna be in yellow. Hashtag.
Sir, all these assignments, right? I'm supposed to just go to the filter and click on it.
Right. So all you're gonna do to find all the assignments, just click on the filter and then click on Karan, your name, and you see 5 activities for you to do. Click on Karan, right. And then you see the 5. But
so right now I see the resolving conflicts at home.
Right.
I only want to this
good.
One.
That's good. That's good. Because here's why. The other activities are in the 28th and the 31st. So all you're gonna do is click the down arrow for 31st, and you'll see the activity there. All right. Do you see family tree and family lineage? Do you see it?
Sir, when I go to filter, Well, sir, both of them are unclicked when they're at the bottom, right?
Right. So if you want to unclick something, you just click it again, and it'll take it off, and it should at the bottom.
All right. Right now I see resolving conflicts at home, and when I go to filter, I just see the 2 ones I clicked: November 4th and Karan.
Yes. So unclick November 4th for me. Unclick it. So only Karan should be there now. Right. Do you see all the dates now? November 4th, 28th, and 31st?
Sir, when they both are on top, they're clicked or unclicked?
They're clicked. So take off November 4th by clicking it again.
Okay, yes, sir. So now I just see resolving conflicts at home. That's it.
Right? All right. Unclick Karan for me. So make nothing up there. Okay.
Yes, sir. Now I see resolving conflicts at home and case study.
All right. So I think I have another issue. So let's start this out before we leave. So turn on your camera again. Let me see it. And I'll direct you how to do it. All right. Okay, good. So now click on social studies. Top left, social studies. Yeah, there you go. All right. Now go to the filter. Right. Click on Karan. Just Karan. There you go. Excellent. So now that's your first activity. That's in November 4th. Now to see your second activity, let's click 31st.
31st. Right, like right here on top?
Yes. No, so click the arrow. Click the arrow beside it. There you go. It drops it down. There you go. Now you're gonna see the second activity right there, right below here. Activity hashtag Karan. Set the down arrow beside it. There you go. The photograph, right? Let's look at the third one. Click the family tree.
Wait there. This activity is what's this activity? Complete the paragraph.
Oh.
Discuss the functions of.
So to complete the paragraph, so click the arrow beside it, complete the paragraph. Click the arrow beside it. No, not that one. Yeah, the one above it. Complete this paragraph. There you go. Exactly. We did that already. So you're good. So you did half of the activity already.
Okay.
Good. Now the next activity. So go to family tree and click the down arrow. Excellent. There's the activity. Click the down arrow. Right. And you did that already.
Yes, sir.
Good. So what you can do, just go back through and just type your name beside it so I know you did it already.
Wait, where? Next questions, hashtag Karan?
Yeah, so it's always just put done already so I can just know that you did it already. Right? So when you're cycling through now, you just go through each down arrow that the page shows you and just look if you did the activity already. And if you haven't done it, just
all under my name, right?
Yeah, all under your name. Right?
So the activity I have to do is
go to right list
this one.
Right. Now let's see if you have any activity from the 28th. So go to the down arrow beside the 28th. All right. Let's see if you have any there. Yes, you do. So go to the exercise. There you go. And you did that already. Excellent. So put that down beside it.
Exercise.
Excellent. All right.
I've got some notifications for Davane.
Now, essentially, Karan, you see anywhere you see a down arrow, then that means that there's an activity underneath it. It's basically how the filter works. So you can just cycle through it, and any questions you have, or if you want to explain further, just let me know. Because this is your notebook, right? Just keep it safe. And the cool thing about it too, Karan, you can edit it. So you can create your own notes online as well.
So basically, all I have to do is write the oral presentation about the two main functions that I think are the most important.
Yeah, and the least important.
So the most important, least important.
I think you finished all the other. I think you finished the rest of them because we were discussing them in class. I think you did. I think you did the rest of the activities already.
Okay, so this one would be where exactly?
So yeah, click the down arrow there. Go on my roles and responsibilities. Click the down arrow. There we go. Okay. Oh, that was a table for you to take down after class. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go. So click it again so you don't have to see it. So click it back and yeah, close it. All right. Let's look for the activity. So you're gonna scroll down. Scroll down. Essentially, look for an arrow that is not down, and you'll know where the activity is. So look to collect photographs. There you go. Scroll down. Right, there you go.
That's the only one, basically.
That's the only one, basically. Oh, right, no. There's two. Scroll back down. There's two. There's that one, and then the one below it, where it says, list 4 different home conflicts that might be solved by...
Okay.
Yeah, so you have 2 to do.
Okay, sir. Sir, is Miss Witter going to be coming on the meeting?
She's marking SBA, she said. All right? So I don't think there's going to be any class today for you guys.
Oh. All right, sir. Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. All right.